Hello everyone. Welcome to Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. It's been quite a while since I made a video, and if you have been following our community posts, you would have known the reason for the same. I was in Poland, in the city of Krakow, to represent India at the World Sudoku and Puzzle Championships. I finished 21st in Sudoku and 79th in Puzzles. 21st official rank from out of close to 200 international participants. It was an excellent week. I came a few days back and I was severely jet lagged and I was feeling drowsy all the while. And finally, I got myself to making a video on the channel. So the Sudoku that I'm covering today was created by Tawan Sunathvanichkul, and it is called consecutive sequence Sudoku. This is a variant which happened in the World Sudoku Championship, the same variant, but it's not obviously the same Sudoku. Tawan is an excellent author, an amazing solver as well. He maintains his own blog somewhere over the rainbow. I will add the link to his blog in the description of the video. There are often fun puzzle contests on his blog. I regularly try to participate in them, so I would highly urge you to check out his blog. And this particular Sudoku is not taken from his blog, but from one of his another website called tambox.com. And in the website, you will find the name of a magazine called Pulze. It has over 80 Sudoku types handcrafted by the best Sudoku authors out there. As far as I understand, the first sample of the Pulze magazine is out. I will also add the link to tambox.com, and this particular Sudoku is not taken from the Pulze magazine but from a Puzzler's Bulletin 24. So this bulletin is being published by Tawan, if I'm not wrong, on every Sunday. So I've taken this particular Sudoku from Puzzler's Bulletin 24. Don't worry, I'll add the link to his blog somewhere over the rainbow and to Tambox Puzzles also in the description of the video. I'd highly urge you to check out Pulze magazine too. Having tried out a few sampler Sudokus myself, I really enjoyed the quality of the Sudokus. They have been created by some exceptional Sudoku authors like Sam Kappelman-Lins, Prasanna Seshadri, Sinchai, who is a top solver himself, and Sheil, and many more. Apologies if I've left out some names, I don't remember now, but they have all been excellent in the Sudoku world, so highly recommend you to check out his Tambox puzzle website. So the link to solve this Sudoku is also in the description of the video, so please do give it a try and come back and watch the video. So let's move into the rules now. Fill the grid with numbers 1 to 9 so that each number appears once in each row, column and bolded region. Standard classic rules, nothing different here. And now the variant part. For each 3x3 region, all possible sequences of 3 or more digits that are in neighboring cells are marked with a gray line. A gray dot represents the lowest digits of the sequence. So simple enough. So if you take a box, for example, let's say we take this box. Let me change the color here. Let's say we take box 2. And if you see in box 2, there is kind of a V-shaped line, right? Not exactly a V, but almost a V-shaped line. What this line denotes is that if you go along this line in this direction or the other direction, right, the digits will be consecutive and they will differ by 1. So this is the first part of the rule. And the next part of the rule is that all such lines are marked. So for example, let me just show you an example. You cannot have, let's say, 1, 2, and 3 here. The reason is this is a 3-cell long sequence and there is no line here, which means that this cannot happen. And even this cannot happen. For example, 1, 2, and 3. You can just go from this cell to this cell to this cell. So this is also not possible. The rules state clearly that sequences, consecutive sequences of minimum 3-cell length are marked with a line. So this is the second part of the rule. And the final part of the rule is that if there is a dot, then it denotes the lower end of the sequence. So for example, this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, but not the other way around. This is not possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. which is possible in other sequences, but not this one because of the gray dot. So these are the rules. Let's solve this lovely variant. And against this Sudoku, there was also an expert time, which was close to 7.5 minutes. And that is an exceptional time, I would say. So having tried this Sudoku myself, I found that the time was really good. So let's start the Sudoku now. The obvious place to start is this box, right? Since all the cells are marked with a line, it makes sense to start making pencil marks there. Let's start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Either this way is possible or the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So the sequence can work both ways. And since all the cells in this box are connected by a line, this is the obvious pattern. And you can notice that row 6, column 7, no matter what, it has to be a 5. So let's put a 5 there. Okay, now let's see. This sequence is quite long. It is a 7-cell long sequence. So let's start doing that. If it is from 1 to 7, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Can it be the other way around? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not possible because of the 5 here. So if it is from 1 to 7, the only way that this can work is this way. You cannot have a sequence from the other direction because of the contradiction created here. So this is the only way that you can have the sequence if it is from 1 to 7. Now, a sequence can also happen from 2 to 8 or 3 to 9. Let's try both the ways. If it is from 2 to 8, it would be 2, 3, 4, and 5. That is leading to an immediate contradiction, so that's not possible. Now let's try 2 from the other way. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, same. And it's obvious to see because the fourth number starting from 2 is 5. And you can see that this cell, row 6, column 5, is the fourth cell from either direction. So which means you cannot have 2 to 8. Now let's try 3 to 9, the last possible sequence. And the direction of the sequence is obvious because of the 9 being here. So 9 would have to go here. So then it would have to be 8, 7, 6. This is 5 again, 4 and 3. Excellent. So in both the cases, this is a 5. Let's put a 5 there. These two cells are a 3, 7 pair. Let me make center candidates there. 3, 7, 3, 7. This is 4, 6, 4, 6. And this is 1 and 9, and this is 2 and 8. So let me remove these corners now. 4, 6, 3, 7, 1, 9, 4, 6. Cool. Now let's see where to continue. Okay, so one more logic that you can get from these kind of Sudokus is when you have a line of length 5 or more, there must surely be a 5, right? Because a sequence of length 5 or more, a consecutive sequence of length 5 or more is definitely not possible without a 5. So which means that 5 goes in one of these two cells, and using the same idea in box 1, 5 must be in one of these 5 cells. And this is also a sequence of length 5. So 5 must be in one of these 5 cells and 5 must be in one of these 5 cells. And which means we have got our quote of 2 5s in column 1 and column 2. So this cannot be a 5 anymore. This would have to be the 5. And now we can use the rule part. It has to differ by 1 in along the direction, or it can be 6, 7, 8, and 9. The only possible digits. So this is 1 and 9. So I'm not sure why I'm making corners and then removing them to change to center. Could just directly mark a center. Okay. So let's look at row 4. It's almost done. 1 9 pair, 3 7 pair, 2 8 pair, and a 5. So which means this is 4 or 6. So this would have to be a 4 or a 6. Okay. So when I was solving the Sudoku, I had reached till this point. And I made some more pencil marks here and here as well. And at this point, I got really stuck and I could not find anything. So I'll tell you how exactly I continued. But before that, let's do some more stuff here. So let's start. This could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Or this could be 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I know it's getting a little bit ugly here, but don't worry, it is important. That line is really important. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So, should we mark a few more pencil marks here? No, I don't think so. So this is the break-in. So if somebody would like to pause the video here and try to find what the break-in is here, you can try, but I don't think it's possible to see it visually. You need to do some eliminations. Now, look at this line. This is playing a really vital part. You have 1 to 5 here. Let's see what happens if this cell is a 5. Let's use a different color. If this is a 5, this becomes 4. And now look at these two cells. So this becomes 4 and this becomes 6. And now let's go along the sequence. This is 3. This is 2. Now look, if you go along this sequence, 3 and 2. So you have a clash. Quite difficult to see. But I'm not sure if there is any other logic. If someone has solved the Sudoku and found a really sharp and better way, please let me know. So, which means that 5 is not possible in row 7, column 2. So let's remove the 5 here, and consequently you can remove all the digits which go along with 5. 5 is removed, so 6 gets removed, 7, 8, and 9. Now let's try with a 4. Is a 4 possible? If you have a 4 here, this is the lower end of the sequence, so that's a 5, that's a 6. And the moment you have a 6 here, this becomes a 4, this becomes a 6, 7, 8. It's all about understanding the clash in between these 5 cells. So you have 5 here, 6 here, so this is a 7. Again, you have a clash. Beautiful, right? I mean, this took me a lot of time to spot, guys. I mean, I wonder how the top solver spotted this so fast. 7 minutes is really exceptional on the Sudoku. They have some in-house experts, so to speak, namely Prasanna, Sinchai, all these are top solvers. So 7 minutes is really a good time. So 4 gets eliminated here. 4 is not possible. 5 is not possible. 6 is not possible. 7 is not possible. 8 is not possible. Right. And these all have become red. How do I make them blue? Oops, I have to write everything again. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, and 5, 6, and 7. So we have reached till this point. Now there is a cute elimination. We know that the difference between these two cells, this one and this one, they are exactly 4 apart. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they have to be 4, obviously. Now, if you have a 3 here, then the difference in order to have 4 this must be a 7, and that would eliminate both these possibilities. So 3 is ruled out, or simply put, you can put a 4, 5, 6, and 7. So it's simply not possible. 3 is also eliminated, which means this is not a 3, not a 4, not a 5, not a 6, not a 7. Wow. Now that's just wow. Now what happens? Look, one of these cells would have to take a 2, without which the sequence will fail. One of these two cells will take a 3, without which the sequence fails. One of these cells takes a 4, again the same reason. And one of these cells takes a 5. Amazing, right? And look what this does. The moment you have a 5 in these two cells, these 3 cells cannot take a 5, and that becomes that you get a 5 in there. Excellent, guys, excellent. And mind you, we have not got a single digit yet. And let's continue now. Let's start with the 5 here. We know that 5 is in one of these two cells. If you have a 5 in here, this can be a 4, 3, 2, and 1. but that is clearly eliminated. 1 and 2 here will remove both the possibilities here. And so if you have a 5 in row 1, column 1, the only possibility is 7, 8 and 9. This is the only possibility. Now let's try with the 5 here. Let me use green maybe. If you have a 5 here, six, 5, 4, 3, 2, or 6, 7, 8. Let's try both the directions. If I have a 5 here, this becomes a 6, this becomes a 7, this becomes 8, that becomes 5, that becomes 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 4, 5, 2, 3, 9. So that seems possible. Can I have the other way around? 7. Is this possible? Let's try putting a 4 here. 4, 3, 2. This would be a 6 now, which means this is 6, that's 7, that's 8. This is not possible. When you have a 5 here, you would have to have 6 here, because if you go the reverse way, this becomes 4, 3, 2. Now look what happens here. So this will be a 1, right? And now the difference of 4 between these two cells is possible only if this takes a 5, and that is a 4 now. And there is a contradiction already here, which means that there are exactly 2 ways by which the 5 can work. So if you have a 5 here, then this would have to be a 6, this would have to be a 7, this would have to be an 8, and this would have to be a 4. So now these are the only possible options for that 5. The rest of the options will lead to a contradiction. And now we can try to derive the common logic from here. You can see that in both the greens and reds, there is an 8 common here. So clearly this is not an 8. That becomes a 2, which in turn gives that sequence. Let's put a blue color here. This becomes a 2. And that becomes now a 3, 4, 1. This is forced. And we also have a 7 in one of these cells, but unfortunately there is no 7 here. And this 2 gives me a 1 here, and that sequence is forced. 2, 3, 4, 5. And the moment you get a 4 here, this will be a 6. And now this is also forced. Wow. Just wow, guys. Just wow. What a Sudoku, really. And to be very frank, I'm enjoying this Sudoku more than the one in the actual championship. So the 6 here gives me a 5 here. Now the green line becomes true. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now column 2 can be completed. That's a 9. And these two cells will be 7, 8. And now look along this direction, probably we'll get something here. Okay, you have a 2 here, so that's an 8. And now this sequence is forced, so that's a 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So this is 7, so that's a 3, which means this will be 6, this will be 4. And near the 3 you have a 2, near the 2 you have a 1, so this is 9, this is 8. A fantastic Sudoku, guys, really fantastic. I wish I see more of this variant in the future. So this becomes a 1-2 pair. Now, let's see. And look at column 1. This is a naked single. You can't have anything there except a 9. So this becomes 7, 8. And this becomes 1, 2, 3. I think now it's time to look at this one. Where does the 5 go? 5 has to be in one of these two cells, because 5 can't be here and 5 can't be here, and this is a line of length 5, so 5 must be there. 5 is in one of these two cells. Okay, 5 cannot be in row 1 column 4, because if you have a 5 there, then these two cells, this must be 4 or a 6, right? But both are ruled out. You have both 4 and 6 in column 5. So 5 is forced here, which means this is 4, 3, 2, 1, or 6, 7, 8, and 9. Only possibilities. And 6, 7, 8, and 9 is ruled out because you have a 9 here, so this is not possible, which means this is 1, 2, 3, 4. And that resolves this 1, 2. And now 6 and 7 can go here, so that becomes a 6, 7. That becomes 8, 9. And that can be resolved, so that's a 9, that's 8. And 7 resolves this 6, 7. Now this column can be completed, so this must be 4, 8, and 9. This must be 1, 3, and 5. And that must be 2, 6, and 7. And now 1 can never be in the middle of a line, not possible. And look at these two cells. You can never have 8 or 9 here, because then you need to have at least a 7 here. So this cannot be 8 or a 9. That's a 4. And which means this cannot be a 7, because that would require a 6 and a 5 here. So 7 is ruled out here. And this cannot be a 2 or a 6 now. Then both of these cells will contradict. So this will be 7. Which means this is 6, 5. That becomes 1, 3 pair. And that can be instantly resolved. 3 and 1. This is a 2. This is an 8, 9 pair. Now let's look at the last but one line. 5 cannot be here, 5 cannot be here, 5 cannot be here. So there are only 2 cells left for the 5. These 2 cells. And I think they are pretty much forced. Okay, 5 cannot be here. The reason is, if you have a 5 here, then this cannot be 4. You have a 4 here, so this is forced to be a 6, 7, 8, and 9, but that is also contradicting, right? So 5 is not possible in that cell. 5 has to go here. And now these digits are known, so this is 4, 3, 2, and 1. 6 and 7 is not possible. Okay. 5 can be placed in column 9 just by Sudoku. And 4 can be placed in column 9, again Sudoku. And now we know these 3 cells, right? It can't be a 5, so this is a 3 and a 2. And 1, 2 gives me a 3 here. 2 gives me a 2 here, a 1 here. And these 2 cells can be resolved, 9, 8. Column 9 can be resolved, 6 and 7, right? So 6, 7. That 7 resolves this, 8, 7, 8. 8 resolves this pair, 8, 9. This can be resolved. This must be 8 and 9. So 6, 7, and 9. So this is a 6, this is a 7, that's a 9. And 1, 6, and 7. So that's a 1, that's a 7, and that's a 6. And with that, we have completed this brilliant creation on this type, consecutive sequence by Tawan Sunathvanichkul. I really enjoyed this Sudoku. It took me a lot of time. I stopped timing myself after 15 minutes to save the embarrassment of comparing that with the top solver's time. But I really enjoyed solving this without the pressure of time. And I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed the Sudoku. Please let us know your thoughts and comments. And we'll see you soon. Remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Bye-bye.